At the FayWhat Show, we want to introduce you to interesting people who are important to our LGBTQ plus community, and they are making such a difference. That's why I want to spotlight them in my bag. And this morning, I present to you an interview with the gorgeous, the amazing, the talented, and oh so funny Kahtya Tehnsion. Watch this. I love the art of drag, and our drag superstars here in South Florida are top notch. They are our queens, you know, and we've got one of your favorites and mine with us today. This is Kahtya Tehnsion. Kahtya Tehnsion is a performer, host, and advocate who is originally from Omaha, Nebraska. Wow. See, I don't get that Omaha, Nebraska vibe, but she's been doing drag for 8 years and has traveled across the country performing and filming for companies like Hornitos, HBO Max, and Hulu. Kahtya has won many titles between Iowa, Nebraska, and right here in Florida, from state regional titles to bar titles to all the titles in the middle. She's a small town girl who was raised on a farm and has moved to the big city where there are still chickens roaming the streets. So it really does feel like home. Yeah. Welcome to the FayWhat Show, Kahtya Tehnsion.
Hi.
Kahtya, so how do you go from Nebraska to milking cows to Chicago to South Florida?
Well, it wasn't that much of a change. I thought it would be like moving to Chicago, where it's like big city, windy, someone's dead on the subway, and you don't know, you think they're sleeping. But
they're charging their phone.
But yeah, they're charging their phone. They're still dead, but their phone's still charging, and it's still only at 2%. But then I came here and I was like, okay, there's chickens in the street, there's dogs, cats everywhere. Like my neighborhood, we have like 12 stray cats.
Oh my God, where do you live?
And I feed them all. Like 10 minutes from here.
Where do you live?
Right outside Wilton Manors.
Okay.
If you just go down 6th Avenue.
Oh, right. Oh, you're right there. So you're Wilton Manors adjacent. You're like right there.
And legally, I'm 1,000 feet out of city limits.
Okay. Got it.
But like,
it's
so
right there.
we have like a whole cul-de-sac, and we have a bunch of cats, raccoons, possums. I said it's the same thing, just swampier.
Just swampier and with hurricanes. Can you milk a cow?
No, I did not.
Can you milk a guy? Can you milk somebody?
Listen, I can't say it's one of my talents legally. But for insurance purposes, yes.
Exactly, and $20 is $20. Why South Florida, Kahtya?
Honestly, I kind of happened upon it randomly. Okay. My now ex-husband, we just sort of pointed at the map and said, we're going to go here. And it was either here or Dallas, Texas. And
wait a minute, so you just picked, all right, so where are the worst places for LGBTQ?
Right.
Texas or Florida? Well, Florida has prettier people. Let's go there.
Well, mainly it was Florida has beaches.
Dope. It's
bigger
true.
Beaches, more beaches,
it's true.
Sand.
It's true. Beaches and bitches. So
yeah, beaches
that's
and bitches.
Why.
Oh my God, that should be a whole show.
That
beaches
should be
and bitches.
Beaches and bitches. How'd you get into drag, Kahtya?
There's two avenues I could talk about. Homophobia.
Okay.
But also connects to a fraternity. So I went to college. I was discriminated a lot at that college. I went there for 3 years. I had to change my major because the head of the department wouldn't pass me.
What was your major initially?
Education.
Okay.
And my first day of class, my professor, in front of a class of 26 people, said, I believe that certain people, and then made eye contact with me, and certain groups of people should not be educating our children. She also flunked a bunch of people who had language barriers on their essays.
Oh my God.
So she was like 1,000 years old. I hope she's not there anymore.
Honey, she's dead, but it's okay.
Dead to me.
Well, yeah, whatever. We'll find out. We'll do the research later. We'll fact check.
But push came to shove, and finally I left that college, and I went to a university and joined a fraternity, of all things.
Okay.
And for their Greek week, they had a competition to see which fraternity or sorority was going to be on top. And one of the things was a drag show, and it was worth like half the points of the week. Oh. We were the only fraternity that had openly gay people.
And so you turned it the F out, right?
We did My Lip Gloss We Poppin'. We did Shoes by Kelly. It was so funny. Oh. And I remember the drag queens were just like, oh, we love you so much. Like, you have something going on here. Do you want to do this more? And I said, sure. They crowned me. I tilted my head and the crown fell and broke.
Oh, no. But that might be a sign, folks. You know what I mean? Like, you've got come on. Like, it's, you know how they say if it rains on your wedding day, like, it's good luck? That has to be good luck.
Literally.
Right?
And it was funny because my ex-girlfriend from high school, she gave me her bra, which I'm actually... No, it's not. I'm not wearing that one today. But she gave me my blouse, and then like I had the iconic pompadour, gay pompadour
Oh
haircut.
my God.
And I thought that was draggy enough because I said, ooh, femboy.
Yes, and it worked.
Well, it worked.
And then
it was
some.
long enough for me to whip my hair. Because we did Whip Your Hair by Willow Smith.
Oh my God. I love that. Yeah. It's crazy how like all these right wing and all these crazy Republicans, right? When they were all in freaking fraternities, right? They did all that stuff too, you know? And and yet they have such issues with our culture.
I've been to gay bars and I've been to fraternity parties. The fraternity parties are most commonly the more homosexual ones. I literally showed up in drag at one of the parties and I was awful. I did not look good.
For you.
Yeah. And they
For your caliber, and they were still like loving every second.
They said, you do you, sister. And I said, woo.
And these are the same people that like, you know, have to act like they hate us. Kahtya, what is the hardest part about being a queen in South Florida?
Specifically about South Florida, it's very cutthroat. I've traveled and performed all over the country. From Vegas. I haven't done New York yet, but I really want to.
Okay.
LA, all over, even in other parts of Florida. And like in Florida, like there's a great community, but it's very cutthroat. Everyone wants to work. There's a bunch of places to work, but somehow those places are still limited.
Yeah.
We try to reach out to new bars, and there's a lot of like closet homophobic bar owners. So like while there should be 1,000 places for us to work,
there isn't.
It's still limited.
It's crazy how you say the cutthroat aspect, because I know from, you know, being blessed having many drag sisters in my life that you girls stick together. Somebody F's with you, oh, you guys are all getting together, and I feel bad for people, right? But within you, there is a cattiness and there is a cutthroat, and it's like, you know, again, I'm not a drag queen, but just looking from the outside in and being blessed to work with so many of you, I think it's an economic thing. I think it's because, you know, I know how drag queens get paid here. I know how drag queens get paid in LA, WeHo, New York, Chicago, other places. And by what I know, my limited knowledge, you guys get paid a lot less here. Like just a lot less in comparison. You think that's why the cutthroatness is?
So, I think, so we're traveling a lot. For resident queens, we get paid more.
Okay.
Because when I travel, the resident queens are lucky to get tip spots sometimes. It's common to have a tip spot rather than $50, $75. Like we get paid to walk in through the door as a resident, as someone who lives here. Now, when we travel, you get a booking fee, you get money.
You travel, yeah.
So you feel like that's what it would be like there, but you're getting treated as a guest rather than a resident.
Got it.
So here the residents get paid more. However, because we get paid more here, we rely on that as income.
Yeah.
So we all need to work. We all need to pay our bills. We all need to, and it feels like if you take a gig here, you might be stepping on someone's toes. So you have to be very careful and very understanding that like while you might want this gig, there's also 1,000 other girls who might want this gig too.
And what does that come with, right? Are you working for somebody that like maybe might not pay you or might not book you again? So is it worth taking this gig over this one? Like, fuck, what a mind fuck that is. Like, holy crap. And to keep that all straight while trying to pay your freaking bills.
Absolutely.
You know, like it's the constant hustle of it all.
And my suggestion to any queen across the country is if you want to do drag full time, get an LLC. You will have a lot of protections if you do that. It's easier to file your taxes. But also have a side gig that you can rely on. So for me, like I do hair.
Yes. We're going to talk about your wig, your wigstress love. But before we get to that, like, so I'm sorry to keep on delving on this, right? But like, okay, let's just say you're getting paid a certain amount to come through the door.
Yeah.
Is that like 1/10 of what it maybe cost you to put a whole drag look together, including wig, outfit, makeup, time, travel, and all of that?
Absolutely. So if you buy a styled wig, that alone from a good stylist who works a lot, a simple style can be anywhere between $150 to $200.
Wow.
And that's without shipping. So that's only if you're buying local.
Okay.
I don't know about every girl, but for me, I buy costumes that some are from Amazon, obviously, but then I buy $100 and some odd dollars worth of stones to add to it.
Got it.
Or
you make it your own. You bedazzle the crap out of it. Yeah.
Or like you. This is also very common. You buy a costume that you commissioned from someone across the country. They don't make it, so you're out the money, and you have to make that up. Or
my
my
God.
favorite is I have one of my favorite designers is in Mexico. And what would normally cost like $1,000 here, he's making for like $500-$600.
Fuck, Katia, that's $500-$600
Yep.
like on one outfit. You know what I mean? And these gay boys will remember. Katia
Yep.
wore that for that place. Because
Yeah.
I know I feel that way about my dresses, and that's on a way lower caliber. You know, we're like, didn't you wear that to the motherfucker? How the
Like
hell
if
do
you
know
post a
that?
picture in it, it's a lot.
That's it. That's it. What is the best part about being part of South Florida drag?
I think you kind of brushed on it. Like we do come together very easily. If someone's being wronged, people do come together. While it's cutthroat, it's very much a community.
Yeah.
We do care for each other. While we might get catty at the end of the day, like we still love and care for each other so much.
Yeah, because nobody knows what you girls go through unless you're another girl going through that. Unless you've tucked your own shit.
Baby. Or
Nobody knows
unless
the
you've
struggle.
been binding.
You know?
Or like we do a lot of body modification, whether it's permanent or not. Like to be in a show, like I have calluses on my feet that I'll never recover
forever. How long does it take you to get ready? Like, okay, we did the undercover Santa thing that you were incredible out at for Bill Schultz, right? For our incredible representation over there at the police. And how long did that take you to put that together, for example?
Like to get makeup and padded and everything. I would say if I'm rushing, if I'm really pushing it, I can do it in an hour.
Okay. Wow.
But if I want to look good, if I want to take my time, and I have something that takes 2 people to get me into, anywhere between like an hour and a half to 4 hours. Like, I mean, if you give me time, I'm gonna take up that time.
Yeah. I'm gonna put music on. I'm gonna be on Facebook. I'm gonna talk to my friend. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna let this dry.
I did have a challenge once where someone said, "Oh, you can't get trade while you're getting ready. We only have a certain amount of time." I said, "Baby, I'm gonna send you a video," and I did as I was painting. And so, and when I tell you that man was like NFL football player, like so handsome. It's always a small town, guys.
It's always a small town, guys. I always tell people who are beginning their time entertaining, right, or being a host or something like that, that no one knows a mistake unless you tell them.
Yes.
Okay, like I have hosted with shit failing, okay? A shoe cutting my circulation, a zipper just cracking, and you know it just cracked, you know? And I'm not telling anybody out there. I'm going to finish what I have to say and then slowly get off the stage and make it happen, right?
Exactly.
Have you had like a Showtime malfunction that you can think about?
Oh, yes. So there's a few. Between heels breaking, like even walking onto the stage, or like, so some bars, they don't think about screws that are sticking out on their stages. So it rips your dress.
Oh my God.
But my favorite, well, not favorite, most memorable. I was at a bar. I was going to be hosting a show. I was filling in for someone. And the overture was playing. I was getting zipped. And the DJ didn't like check in with me. And I wish he did. Because the one time he didn't, something went wrong. My zipper completely busted. And so here I am, practically naked in the dressing room. Overture's done. And the girls are trying to get me in this other dress. Granted, most of my stuff stretches, so it's not hard to get me in it.
Okay.
But like, you're sitting there, you're like, I'm supposed to be talking on stage right now, but my zipper completely busted. And so that was the number one thing. But
no, zippers are the devil.
Yeah.
Okay, like zippers are the mother effing
Especially if
devil.
it's a dress from Shein or Amazon.
Listen, don't even, it doesn't even have to be that, okay? So I have a subscription to Rent the Runway, right? Because I don't have the money to pay $500 for a dress, right? This way I have a subscription, I pay one price every month. They send me 6 dresses, I return them, I don't have to wash them or anything, right? But those side zipper bitches.
Oh yeah,
and
the invisible
side boob
zippers.
and side boob, right? And it gets caught there. And if you're getting dressed by yourself, you know, they're the devil.
Especially if you can't reach it.
They're the devil. And I can't imagine with the padding and the other stuff too. Like, fuck. So Kahtya, your style of drag is like, to me, it's like Barbie, campy, fun, beauty, dancer, because you fucking bring it. You know?
Little pot of bouret.
Where'd that come from? Is there like a celebrity or someone that inspires you to put that whole little total package together?
So originally in Nebraska, we have these girls who can dance. Like there's a girl back home who can probably keep up with Kennedy Davenport.
What?
Skinny
What,
little
KD?
thing.
What?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Kennedy's met her. Her name's Destiny Michelle.
Okay.
So I would never was taught how to dance. I don't know how to dance properly.
Okay.
But I was able to watch them and be like, okay, those are some simple things. Like, you just point the toe and spin a little bit. But like, I'm very good at like
that's bullshit. Right.
but like, I'm very good at like watching and learning as I'm watching.
Like you're quick to pick it up, kind of deal.
Almost like mirroring someone's motions. Now there's a lot of things I can't do. Like, I'm not very flexible.
Okay.
I can't split yet.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Have you ever made your own garment?
Oh,
Have you ever
absolutely.
tried? Okay.
Yeah. So actually, I've popped the sewing machine back out. I've made
Nice.
myself a few dresses and swimsuits lately. And since I have access to like ostrich feather boas, I've been like making sleeves
Adding
out
it.
of ostrich.
I love that. You ran for Miss Wynwood Pride and you
Oh, that was fun.
blew me away. I was blessed to be one of the judges and you were so freaking incredible, Kahtya. Have you ever, I mean, it's the question that they asked every drag queen. I just ask it because, any thoughts of applying to RuPaul's Drag Race? Is that something that you would want to?
I mean, I would want to, but I
mean, that's a dumb
need to
question.
take time.
Everybody would. You
Everyone
know what I
wants
mean?
to.
But
I think I'm gonna take some time to myself. I mean, I've been going through shit, girl.
Yeah.
And I just need to recenter myself and think about me.
You've only been here a couple of years, Mama,
Mhm.
and you came here in the middle of a pandemic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you got here and ran with it, and you've
Yeah.
been running with it. Relationships, business, life, money, economics, sickness, everything like you've had to deal with. I think you're doing pretty good for all that crap. Let me tell you.
Thank
All
you.
right. So let's talk about the wigs, okay? Because
Okay.
you're the wigstress. you're the wigstress, okay, of Wilton Manors and beyond. Okay, people
you.
love your freaking wigs. Okay, I know quite a few queens that have sat right here in this bed who swear by your mother effing wigs. And I'm not blowing smoke up your ass because these bitches hate everybody. You know what I mean? And they're not gonna give love to anybody.
Right.
But when it comes to a good piece of product that they're gonna use often and respect it, when they talk about your wigs, that's how they talk about it, you know? I remember coming across your live one day, right? And I'm like, why the fuck is Kahtya doing a live about wigs, right? And so she's got the wig on, she's got no makeup on, the wig is not cut, right? And I'm like, why is she doing this, right? But then I'm looking at it, it's 3,000 views, 400 people watching right now. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I should shut the hell up and start watching. So then I put it on the big screen and start watching it. You know what I mean?
It's like primetime television.
It really is. I got the popcorn and everything. I almost bought a freaking wig and I didn't need one, you know? Where did that come from? And which queens do you love to sell your wigs to that you see them on stage and you're like, that's my shit?
Oh my God. Okay, so first of all, I had a recent development where one of my wigs finally made it on Canada vs. the World. On Kennedy Davenport.
What?
And like it wasn't like a super like big thing, but I was like, that's my work. I did it.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
But I do have a few queens on upcoming seasons who, wore my hair as well.
Okay.
And so I'm very excited for that. But like, so I started getting into hair because I used to buy wigs. And I bought from this one girl who was fully ripping me off. I paid for the price of 3 wigs to be sewn together, and it was only 2. And I knew something was off. I didn't know anything about hair. And finally, like after 2 years of me doing hair, I looked at it and I was like, yeah, this is fully 2 wigs. And I paid like $350 for something
expecting
I was
it
told.
to be 3 wigs.
Right.
Together,
Like
yeah.
they told me it was going to be 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I need to do this myself. This is, it's not hard. It's not hard. It was a lot harder than I thought.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? If I don't want to get ripped off, I'm just going to do it myself.
Entrepreneur for your ass.
Yeah. And then my new thing was like, I want to stay affordable for the other queens who have experiences too.
Yeah.
Because like wigs aren't cheap.
No,
they're not. Like,
no, they're not. They're not. I mean, I know one of your kids, Bonnie Builder, who is on my show today and a really good friend of mine. I just adore watching her star just keep on shining in the last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
And she is a true testament to how incredible your wigs are. Because that bitch don't like anybody.
And she
And
whips
she'll
them
tell you.
around.
Well, she will give them a run for their money. You know, like, you know that shit ain't a beauty supply wig. How she be doing it?
She shows up at my house one day. She goes, hey, can you fix this? I said, Yes, maybe. She didn't even pull it out of the bag yet, and I was like, maybe.
What did you do to this? You know, she'd be having sex in those wigs.
Right. But I pulled it out. I said, okay, I could do this. Let me just throw it in the washing machine. Wring it out. But no, it really wasn't that bad. Like, and I mean, I would like to say my wigs hold up pretty well. You could throw them across the room, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to hold up unless it's like a very structured wig. And even then, sometimes it'll hold up. Like, my biggest goal is, like, I want people to have a product that's going to last. And, you know, we're rough with our shit.
Yeah.
We're so rough with it.
We're so rough.
And, like,
people are hugging you and tugging at you, and you're doing dances, and you're sweating, and you're padded. And it's just all of that. The wind. Oh, I mean, there's just so much.
Yeah, like Maya on the page, I made a few wigs for her, and I knew for a fact she was going to be doing tumbles in it.
Yes.
And so I used 3 different hairsprays on the front, and to this day, the front still looks the exact same as when I gave it to her.
Oh my God, I love me some Maya. She just got added to Aquaplex, and she's just such an incredible human, and
So
another
talented.
just so talented. Kahtya, you're also an advocate. You know, you're constantly speaking out for the little voices. You know, where does that come from? Like, has that held you back at any time to be so open? Like, I follow your social media, and you don't leave anything to the imagination. If you're going through some shit, you're gonna put it on there, and you know, and not apologize for it.
Yeah.
You know, if you see something wrong with the world or something wrong outside your door, you're gonna post about it and make sure somebody knows what you saw.
Yeah.
Where is that? Is that your parents? Is that where you grew up? What is that?
It's a little bit of my parents. So I was raised in a very conservative, very dark household at first. And as you know, my parents are in a better place now. We didn't start here, but I'm glad we ended here, you know? And being in a family where they didn't know I was gay, and they were saying things like, I can't say them because we'd probably get banned. Like things that made me hate myself. I was like, I really wish I had someone who would advocate for me. And it was hard. I mean, growing up gay in a small town it's not easy.
Yeah, you're speaking to the choir, Kahtya, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody knows this more than our community, you know?
And then then I went to college, and I was being introduced to other people's perspectives. I mean, when you're in a household that tells you one perspective, and that is the truth of that perspective, you don't think about other people's perspectives. So then when I got away from there, and I started seeing and talking to people with these different experiences, I said, wow, like, these people don't have anyone who's advocating for them. These people don't have anything that's, like, helping them. I mean, there's resources, but they're not taken seriously in small towns.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to do for others what I wish was done for me.
Oh, I love that.
And it sucks. Like, when you don't have someone advocating for you, it's like you're screaming in a room, but there's no sound.
Wow. Yeah.
And so sometimes you just need someone who's not afraid to be the loud person in the community, to be like, no, that's effed up.
Yeah. And that's you.
Yeah.
You think that's hurt you at any time?
100%.
For sure. Oh, you said that real quick.
100%. Like, so one of the things that really irks, I always root for the underdog. I always root for the black sheep of the family, you know? And when someone's expressing a lot of frustrations to me of like, oh, these things are happening, it does make me upset. And sometimes I don't do my due diligence and talk to the people the way I should. I just get mad and I say, you did these things wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And instead of saying, hey, we need to have a conversation, I say, you did these things wrong. And it's hindered me.
Okay.
But like, so like advocating to my detriment, you know, it happens. It also teaches me how to listen as much as I preach to listen, you know?
Yeah.
So while I might think I'm advocating for someone, I also have to remember, you know, there's 3 truths to a story.
Yeah.
There's their truth, and then the actual truth.
And the actual truth.
Which is somewhere in the middle.
Early voting started last week. This is Halloween week. How important is this election to you?
So despite my father, you know, doing better and like not being as conservative, he's still a Trumpy.
He's still a Republican.
He's still Republican. Well, not just Republican.
No,
like
right.
he might vote for Trump. He might actually just not vote because he doesn't like any of them. But to me, even no vote is a vote for Trump right now. And while like Kamala Harris isn't 100% a match, she is the like better option. Granted, who I would think 10 years ago was probably Bernie Sanders 10 years ago if
With
he
the
was still
gloves.
young.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, to my knowledge, Kamala is the best option for us. Ooh, yes! I didn't know you had that. But like, it is going to be a matter of life or death, because even though Trump doesn't outwardly say, "Oh, I'm pro 2025," his cabinet is. The people who support him are.
Yeah. I'm not pro 2025, but all my friends wrote it. Yeah.
Right. It's like the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
And the only people I've met who are very pro him either have a lot of prejudices or are trying to protect their money as if what Trump's going to do is going to help them. And what they fail to realize is it's not.
It's not. It's not. Let's talk about your hypertension events, okay? Because I love them. And I love them because they're different.
Yes.
Right? You know, and that's just one way to describe the events, because I really do just, that tells you a lot, right? Because, you know, there's just something about those stories that certain queer people can tell, right?
Yes.
You say not all LGBTQ people fit into the Wilton Manors crew. So you mentioned alternative,
Yes.
right? Is that the best way to align what you feel are the fun queer kids that come to your hypertension event?
No, we actually do have a lot of straight people. Whether we like to say it or not, straight people pay our bills. They outnumber us 10 to 1.
Yeah.
But like, so for hypertension, it kind of reflects how I started drag. When I started drag, I wasn't a pageant queen. And back in Nebraska, I created this thing called Nebraska Drag Wars, where it's for those who didn't fit in the pageants, who did the weird things, who did drag for art. And Nebraska is very notorious for that. Like, you'll see someone doing Painted Black by Sierra, and they're literally covering themselves in black acrylic paint. Maybe not acrylic.
No, I get it. Yeah, like how artistic.
And it's or like they have like a door that has like words on it, like slurs and such, and they paint the whole door black, and like that's the type of drag that they do. And so
very performative, like performance art kind of deal,
and like caters to people who like anime, people who do sideshow and freak show. And while I don't do all of those things, I do have like a love for it. And let's face it, if someone does all those things in Wilton Manors, sometimes the tourists don't really want to see that. And so this hypertension gives a platform for people who do like that, who do want to see that, local or tourists. They can come see the weird. They can come see what isn't going to be mainstream. It's not going to be top 40s all the time.
Yeah. And I hate the word weird, right? And JD Vance kind of effed that up too for us, right? Because you know, I know some of the people who work, who you have as this amazing crew for the hypertension stuff, right? I mean, like, you know, you see the Bonnies, you see the Auntie Mames, you see these incredible people that are different.
Yes.
It's just it's not the pageant queen. They're beautiful in their own way. It's just not pageantry.
Right. And so, like, I think we should own the word weird, because it's different. And what some people who have, you know, white picket fence lives might call weird, we think is super cool.
Yeah.
And so, but like our themes are like Has Been Hotel. That's a huge thing right now, but you're not going to see that on the Drive because it's not that kind of culture.
It's not.
Or like, but one thing that we are doing, which, I might be prematurely announcing it, but here we're gonna announce it.
Go.
Our next theme is gonna be the multiverse of Deadpools.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll be in January.
Did you see the last movie with Wolverine and
absolutely.
Deadpool? That was the gayest movie ever.
It really was.
Ever. It's so much fun.
We may or may not be having a bunch of drag kings in Deadpool outfits doing Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. So like it's gonna be so fun.
Oh my god, no. See, that's fun.
Yeah, and like we have costume contests that are judged by cosplayers. So like they do the costume work, and while cosplayers, so drag queens, we cut corners. Cosplayers, they'll make the molding out of like the shapeable foams, and like they go the extra mile. So they know what good craftsmanship looks like. Yeah. Even when they're cutting corners. Yeah. It's like it's the closest you can get to theater.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So we're in spooky season. Right, and you like spooky season too. Look at her beautifulness. I love that, her little witchiness, right? And me, I'm a sailor. I'm a Floatorama sailor because I'm always talking to seamen. So I figured it would work. You know what I mean? Do you love Halloween? Do you like
Absolutely.
Halloween? It's like, we call it the gay people's Christmas. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that day that, like, if you're living in, like, middle America or somewhere where you're not fully out, you can dress as, like, whatever you really true feel like inside.
Halloween is drag. You're dressing up. You're doing drag.
Yeah, it's true.
I know some conservatives are going to watch that and be like, what? No!
Oh, my God.
But, like, we also call Halloween a lot of drag queens' birthdays. Because a lot of drag queens, especially ones that you're seeing on Drag Race, on Dragula, like, some of them started on Halloween. Like, oh, this is going to be a little fab. Well, this is going to be a little, like, thing we're going to do. And then, like, I don't like it.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
I might be a sister. Hey.
No, it's so much fun. It's just so much fun. And you don't have to buy nobody a gift or nothing. No. It's just fun,
And then candy goes on sale. Right now on Uber Eats, it's 60% off.
Girl, I always go the next day after Halloween to, like, Walmart and, like, get all the candy for, like, 50% off, 60% off.
Yeah. But also costume pieces go on sale.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah, so, like, glitter sprays for the queens. It goes on sale for $1 a can the week after Halloween.
There you go.
Get it now.
Get it now. So, in our community and with what we do in community, we can't just wear one Halloween outfit. Unfortunately, we got to come up with a couple because of just, what we have to do and because you gay boys notice everything. What are you dressing up as?
This year, I'm actually going as a Has Been Hotel character. Okay. I'm going as Charlie, which is Lucifer's daughter.
Nice.
I actually just made the wig.
Okay.
A drag version of it. It's like blonde. With red in the front. I have angel wings in my room right now. And she's got like a Britney Spears black and red. It's supposed to be red and white, but I'm doing black and red. With like black and red Sphinx.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah,
that's gonna be
cute.
fun.
And with the new season coming out soon, it's gonna be like, there's a new song that. So you've watched Tangled,
of course.
You know the song where she's brushing the hair. They did like a devilly version of it.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, it might have been fan made, but I don't care.
But I don't care. I'm gonna use it, and that's it. Kahtya, let's talk about Seance with the Queens.
Okay. So much fun.
So Seance with the Queens, I had interviewed Adam Barta a couple of years back, and he's just a fun person in himself. And then I heard about this movie and that you were in it and that Jasmine Lords was in it. Tell me about what the movie is about.
So, okay.
Because I know it's available on Tubi now for streaming.
Yes, Tubi and Amazon Prime if you're in the UK, I believe.
Okay.
So basically it's a seance, a live seance with drag queens. And the moral of the story is to show, the general public that even though we're all cross-dressed and dressed up and we're drag queens, we might be weird to you, we are still human. We have feelings. We feel the same way you do. There's no better way to connect with people than through storytelling. And storytelling can mean telling the truth, telling a fictional thing. And here we're telling our truths. And in a way that people can empathize. Like, when we filmed the first episode, was days after my grandma died.
Oh my God. Wow. So you were fresh.
Yeah, I was fresh. And Sarah, our medium, she connected with my grandma. No one knew my grandma's name. And I had just gotten back. Only like 3 or 4 people in that room knew about it. The producers didn't know about it. The directors didn't know about it. And she connected with my grandma, and I literally fell apart. Because my grandma died of lung cancer. And she was like, it was hard for her to breathe. She was struggling. She didn't want to go. And oh my God, I might cry. Like, she apologized every second of her, like, when I saw her. And she's like, I'm sorry, I have to go. And I was like, so.
Oh my God, but that's beautiful. She got to come to you from beyond.
Yeah, and it felt great.
Of course.
And like,
you're gonna mess up your drag makeup. You're gonna mess up my drag makeup. How could you not cry 4 days after?
4 days, yeah. And like,
I got chills. I got chills.
So like watching it back, a lot of people, I cry every time I watch it. We were at one of the live viewings of it, and everyone in the room was crying, and everyone's like, we felt these feelings before, and like, it doesn't feel good. We're sorry you went through that, but like, we can connect with you, we can empathize and sympathize with you because these are human feelings. Human connections.
Completely.
Wow. It was, yeah. And like, it's very real. Like, And then I think it was episode 2, same thing happened. One of the other, we call her an actress, but she was just in it. She acts for a living.
Mm-hmm.
She lost her husband, and Sarah the medium knew his name, knew her kids, everything. And like, it's very moving.
Wow.
And so if you think you're going to watch this show without crying, getting teared up, and like feeling like you're walking away with a piece of us, like if you don't feel like you're going to do all that, you're sadly mistaken. And I think projects like that are very important for the queer community.
100.
Because
100. It shows the real
yeah.
you.
And it shows that like these people, we're not just like someone where you're writing down on a sign and picketing against us for.
Yeah.
We are actual people with actual lives.
Yeah. And actual emotions.
Yes.
And loss.
Yes.
And wow. Seance with the Queens, make sure that you watch it on Tubi, okay? Or if you're in the UK, Amazon Prime for sure. So to end our interview today, we're going to play a little game, okay? So we love to play a game to get to know our favorite people that are in bed with us, all right? So it's a speed round, and it's called Say What with FayWhat, okay? And so I tell you 2 things like black or white, and then you say
Black.
like that, okay? You ready? All right. Okay, here we go.
This.
Saltburn or White Lotus?
White Lotus? Are those shows?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pretend.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a show.
Okay.
iPhone or Android?
Oh, Android.
Lady Gaga or Beyonce?
Ooh, Beyonce.
Cash or Cash Apps?
I gotta pay taxes. Cash App.
Pizza or Chinese?
Ooh, Chinese.
Sicilian slice or regular slice of pizza?
Sicilian.
Shopping in store or online?
Online.
Football or basketball?
Football. Butts.
Yeah. Pickleball or tennis?
Tennis.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
Paper book or ebook?
Paper.
Oprah or Michelle Obama?
Michelle Obama.
The View or Abbott Elementary?
The View.
Pasta or rice?
Pasta.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Spider or snake?
Snakes.
Toilet paper and over or toilet paper and under?
Over.
Like a normal person.
Yes.
People, seriously, what is wrong with you? How do you take your coffee?
With creamer.
What's your perfect breakfast?
Coffee.
Mine too, though. So
that's what I had today. I haven't even eaten yet today.
Me too. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Barbara Streisand or Liza Minnelli?
Barbara.
Call or text?
Text.
Me too. Sausage or bacon? Don't call me. I hate that. And it's like, do you have a minute? You just took away a minute by texting me and having me read that.
Right. This could have been an email. Sausage.
Sausage. All right. Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
Easier to make friends in Fort Lauderdale or Miami?
Fort Lauderdale.
New phone or new pair of shoes?
New shoes.
Rock or hip hop?
Ooh, hip hop.
There you go. Look into that camera and say, FayWhat?
FayWhat?
And we'll do it together.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
FayWhat? Yes, perfect. Make sure that you catch Kahtya Tehnsion at the Palace South Beach on Tuesdays and all over. I mean, all over. Where else are you at also?
You can see me at Scandal Saloon, Pub on the Drive, Alibi, and my bedroom.
And her bedroom, okay? But also follow Kahtya Tehnsion on all social media outlets. That way you know what she's doing and where she's going to be this week, okay? So do that. She's on Facebook, TikTok, IG, OnlyFans?
No,
not yet.
Twitter though.
Twitter,
YouTube.
Stupid X.
Yeah.
Twitter and TikTok as well,
yes.
right?
TikTok is my most popular platform.
I love that.
Yeah, I like
love
that one.
that. Thank you so much, Kahtya, for being on my show. You are just a delight. I really do just love you, and I love your energy, and I think that you're doing such amazing things. Thank you for allowing me to spotlight you today, because you've literally made my day.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me.
Right?
I didn't even have to eat. She gave me all the energy I needed.
Aww.
I love you, baby.